Hello, it's time for Flashback, the weekly history quiz. Let's find out what has happened in history. 1914, the first commercial flights begin. Planes hold just one passenger, but there's no separate fee for bags. That's amazing, one passenger flights. Traders, and then against that, we're putting traders built the desert city of Petra. Their wealth comes from a luxury, frankincense, coveted for aromatherapy, skincare, and worship. That is one of the most extraordinary sort of constructions, that temple face at Petra. 300, circa 300 BCE. There we go. Margaret Hamilton begins writing code for NASA's Apollo missions. To increase respect for the work, she's among the first to call it software engineering. Oh, that's interesting. I was aware of her generally. I didn't know that she coined, well, I guess among the first. I wasn't aware that sort of when that phrase arose. But there we go. 1963, okay. A Brooklyn man, Bill Butler, helps fuse disco and skating to create roller disco, which quickly takes off. Even celebrities like Cher join in. I assume this will be the, early 1970s maybe? Oh, no, that's funny. It specifically says late 1970s. Swiss mercenaries fighting abroad feel an intense longing to return home. A doctor coins a term for the feeling, nostalgia. Oh, that's interesting. When do I think this is? The 17th century? I don't know. 15th? Who knows? It was the 17th, 1688. Okay. Jonathan, a tortoise and the world's oldest living land animal, is born in the Seychelles. I think that's probably after 1914, but before 1963. 1832. Is he still alive? That's unbelievable. I mean, must be. Otherwise, what would be the point of the clue? That's incredible. Searching for useful drugs like the elixir of life, Chinese alchemists instead become the first to create gunpowder. When do I think this was? I think this was around, I want to say like maybe the 700s? 850. Okay, I wasn't radically far off, I suppose. Yeah, they were. It's interesting that the Chinese developed gunpowder, long before the Europeans. And the reason was essentially out of basically sort of religious practice. I mean, it's absolutely fascinating because the process to create it is so bizarre that it just does not seem like the kind of thing you'd stumble upon. So it sort of makes sense that it was people who had saw themselves as having a higher purpose to just try and figure out things to do with these materials and these substances, saltpeter and so on. Yeah, it's just I never cease to be amazed by things like that. How our far distant ancestors figured out how to combine things in incredibly unintuitive ways. Just trial and error, I suppose. Students travel to study in Bologna, Paris, and Oxford. Far from home, they seek safety and rights, helping to form the first European universities. Okay. Oh boy, I actually don't know where I think that's probably a little bit after 850, but not long after. No, maybe not. Is it? Yes, it is. It is a little after. Okay, I was guessing around 1000, so that I wasn't far off from that. Turned away twice, a teenage peasant, Joan of Arc, finally meets the King of France. He's inspired, and with his army, she helps expel the English. Yeah, there we go. Let's put that before 1688, of course, and there we go, 1429. Right there in that medieval era. All right, well, there we go. That was the flashback. Got one wrong this week. That's a shame. Oh, wow. And look at that. I was the category of people who got a perfect score was slightly higher than the category in which I fell this week. That's a shame. Okay, well, let's see who else was fooled by by Jonathan, I think was his name. All right, well, a fifth of people misplaced discovery of gunpowder by Chinese alchemists. About the same proportion misplaced the beginnings of the formations of European universities, and also about the same proportion misplaced Joan of Arc. That's interesting, about a fifth in each case. But right, almost a third of people misplaced Jonathan the tortoise, so I suppose I was in good company there, and then the rest of these were very highly correctly placed, unsurprisingly. Okay, well, boy, Jonathan is about 191 years old. Wow. That is unbelievable. It's absolutely extraordinary. No, keep on keeping on, Jonathan. There we go. Those were some historical events. That was the flashback. I'll be back next week with more of this. Bye for now.